Hey people, we're back. It's your host B Styles. I'm in the living room with my guest, who is Miss Ivryrose Hess, who is the soccer coach at the Burke High School, and she's also a biology teacher. So we're going to talk a little bit about coaching and a little bit about biology and, you know, what it's like at the Burke a little bit. But she's here because she's also Coach of the Year. It's not just like she just coaches. She is Coach of the Year. So welcome.
Thank you for having me.
So, is this your first year coaching?
Yes, it is.
Yes? Wow, so that must make you feel pretty good to receive such an honor your first year coaching.
Yeah, it was a pretty big surprise actually when I got told I was Coach of the Year. Okay, so how does that happen? Like, what's the selection process? Who selects the Coach of the Year? So what they do is they take all the coaches from Boston Public Schools, and then the coaches actually vote for each other. Okay. So you vote for two coaches. We have like the North versus the South, so then you kind of do two coaches, and whoever gets the most votes essentially gets nominated and presented with Coach of the Year. Okay.
And for being Coach of the Year, you got another honor. Aside from just being Coach of the Year.
You get it's an awesome privilege where we have what's called the All-Star Game, which is where coaches nominate their players, the top two players, and they get to play in a game called the All-Star Game, and what they do is we get to coach it. So coach for the North side gets to coach the North team, and then I got to coach the South team, and you play in just like an awesome field we played on at Northeastern, and it was a really fun, good experience.
All right, so what was it like? I mean, it's a first year coach myself this year. You know, I was pulling my hair out, and I don't have much to begin with. But what was it like? Were the young ladies receptive to you?
Yeah, they were. Last year, I assistant coached it a little bit, so I kind of got to build a little bit of those relationships. So jumping into it this year, I already knew some of the girls. It was just a matter of getting more girls to go ahead and play. We started with maybe 8 girls, and then by the end of the season we had 22 on the roster, which was great because we were pulling more people in to go ahead and play, and we kind of built a little family, which was nice. Okay. So I mean, the girls. You know, how is it coaching girls? I mean, I know. You know, it's a lot of other stuff that goes on with girls. So what was that like to be, you know, the leader of these young ladies with all the varying issues that come up? Right. It was really interesting. We had to create a balance between what's going on in school, besides with the drama and academics. So first and foremost, we addressed academics, and we had study sessions after school before practices, and then from there we went to practice. And before practices, we would just kind of sit around a little bit while we're changing, getting ready, and just kind of talk about our days, kind of de-stress a little bit. And then after that, we were able to get our heads into the game and have a successful practice. But it was you had to have that first conversation before you started in order to get them to focus.
Okay, so being a biology teacher at the Burke, you know, Burke's in the middle of Grove Hall. Historically, school has one of these reputations that no matter what you do, what good you do over there, it's just it can't outrun the reputation. Give the people a snapshot of what it's really like. People believe.
And we really work, teachers support each other. The students have almost their family. I teach in the 10th grade, so kids travel together. They build really great relationships. I think from those relationships, taking care of each other, we take care of the school more, and the school community is becoming more of a sense of pride. People are wearing more Bulldog sweatshirts and T-shirts, and from that, they're having more sense of caring for their school, and because of that, our schools are really changing as a result, which is awesome.
So there are a lot of committed teachers and administrators.
Yeah, there's a lot of, yep.
Okay. So that means you can send your children to the Burke. You don't have to, you know, when you get that assignment, it's oh my God, the Burke, oh, I can't go to school at the Burke. You know, but you live in Grove Hall, but he can't go to the school at the Burke. So I don't quite understand that. But it's not what people think it is. So, but biology. You know, that's a lab science. So what's it like for the students at the school to start dissecting and dealing with things?
So a lot of them, they haven't had a lot of lab experience, and so I like to get them as much hands-on stuff as possible, first starting with like different manipulatives that they're moving, like pieces of paper or things around. Getting them, like I just went to like Jamaica Plains Pond and just like got a bucket of like pond water, had them just like sort through it and kind of get their hands dirty. I do a lot of dissections. We're doing like a heart dissection this Friday. We do a rat dissection. We do, if I can get a butcher to give me a heart and lung set, but just getting those kids hands-on and actually trying to use a scalpel and cutting these things open and actually seeing what that feels like is really great. And then to put it a step further, try to get them outside and working like in the fens, like collecting different like bugs and stuff and doing research and bringing that back to the lab and looking at it, which is really great for them.
That's amazing. You know, I think that's a wonderful opportunity for young people to have the opportunity to actually hold that scalpel in your hand and actually cut and start pinning down and you know, pulling out things. I think it's a wonderful experience. And you know, earlier you said that you wanted to inspire the first. You said it outside in the lobby. You said you were trying to inspire the first something. I forgot what.
Like the first like surgeon, I was saying, because they actually using the scalpel and they're cutting into actual, like it's going to be a pig heart, so like actual flesh, and they can actually feel what it's like to cut into something. And then they've learned so much information, like the parts of the heart. So now they actually get to translate knowledge into an actual heart and see it and identify it. And they have a really huge self-fulfillment of being able to be like, oh, I learned this and I can actually do this. And so same thing when we do our rat dissection, they spend a lot of time like learning about the digestive system, and they actually get to apply that knowledge to something that's actually real.
Okay, so you know, you may inspire the next Ben Carson. Who knows? You know, could be right from Grove Hall. You know, hopefully so. You know, I'd like to thank you for taking the time out and coming to visit with us today. You know, we're a lively, kind of crazy bunch, but, you know, we love each other around here. And we really, really do appreciate you coming and sharing the information with our viewing audience. And if there's anybody you want to send a shout-out to, you got about 10, 15 seconds to do that. You just want to say, like, hi to your class, because, trust me, one child in your class is going to watch this on a repeat and say, Miss Hess, I saw you on TV.
I guess I'll just say shout-out to 10th grade. Academy at the Burke High School.
All right, we're going to send a shout out to the 10th grade academy at the Burke High School. You know, again, Coach Hess, thank you for your time, and we will be right back after these messages.
Thank you.
Hey, him all the time. It's your man, Javon. We're here at the event, watching the video, see we have a brunch going on. Stay tuned. Keep you more informed all the time.
Infamous at Jets into the building. Yeah, mama. Keep doing that just like that. I like that. Yeah, y'all know what it is. Infamous at Jets into the building. Yeah, mama.
Thanks, Omar.
You're welcome.
Extra, appreciate it.
All right, man.
All right.
Take care.
Catch the buzz.
Barber Time, the magazine. Awesome.
Yes.
Catch the buzz.
Thank you.